What's going on, people? Welcome to United View. You're here.
I'm real.
You're real.
The only reason I'm here, it's nothing to do with United news. It's nothing to do with anything like that. I just wanted to dispel a myth that I'm a figment. I'm a real person. I live outside of a computer screen. It's all real.
I think you give yourself more credit now. You're more than just a camera and a green screen. You're here. You're a real person.
I'm actually a real person. We can touch.
You can touch.
Look at that.
It's actually real. Welcome. Me and Owen are together for the first time ever in our lives. That's been an experience.
Legit.
Me and Owen.
About
Legitly.
an hour ago.
100%. I've only just met Owen. I've never seen him before in my life.
Never.
Do you know what I mean? Do you guys have legs? Says Daniel. Exactly. Well, you don't know I've got legs. You know I've got legs, but Owen has legs. I've seen it. There you go. Yeah, which we did kind of predict that.
Yeah.
We did predict, but we were told leave it.
We were told don't touch.
Don't touch.
We were told don't touch. I'm touching. Apologies.
I was like, oh, that's a bit far away. Isn't it?
Yeah.
But listen, we haven't got a lot to talk about today. But welcome to United View HQ. Like it?
It's beautiful, Flex.
Yeah?
Look at this place. Look at it.
It's crazy.
It's real. Everything's real. I'm almost
real.
stunned into silence. But it's amazing, and it's all because of everyone. It's all because everyone's support, like you said before a million times. Whether it's not even just super chats or whatever, it's literally just watching, tuning in, engaging the community. It's all possible because of you guys. So the fact that I'm here at this desk, the fact that we're both here at this desk, is because of everyone watching right now. So thank you very much.
Big facts, Owen. First super chat of the day goes to Ephraim. He says, love the set, gents. Love from Colorado.
There
you go. Big up, man. All the way from out there in the States. Owen is real. I'll get some of the free seats out, actually. CJK Digital says, LOL, Owen is real. Good stuff, says Troy. Big up from Sydney, gents. Excited for what the future holds. Give this man the reins and let him lead, says Richie's DIY fish room. I don't know about that. Well, yeah, I'd rather give you the reins than KG.
I was just more thinking about a DIY fish room.
What? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe you could explain what that is.
Please, yeah. I'm interested.
Both of you stand up real quick, guys. They want to see how tall we are.
Kind of, if you
want. Let's do it.
Josh is going to be angry.
Yeah, he will. Don't knock anything down,
yeah.
Just so they can see. We're probably not going to be in shot, but we might go to the wider one.
Yeah.
Owen's massive, basically. Yeah. He's tall. I can see it there.
Is he?
We're a bit cut off, but...
People didn't believe I was goalkeeper.
Yeah, exactly. I can see why you're a goalkeeper.
Called liar.
There you go. Lil Yo-Yo comes through and says, still surreal that Owen isn't a hologram. Big up. Thanks for the super chat. Flex is 5'11". I am 5'11". How tall are you?
You're not 5'11".
5'11", maybe just 6 foot bang on, maybe.
No way.
Yeah, I'm not.
I thought you were taller than 6 foot.
Nah. Hey. Just carry it well.
Yeah.
Body shape and that.
I'm like 6'2", 6'3". I don't think I've ever... Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm taller.
I was going to say, you're definitely... Because you're like...
Last time I checked, I was 5'11", but that was like year 11.
Yeah. You've grown. You've grown since then. That's why, like, I was shocked when you went 5'11". I went, no way.
Luxiel says, say swear, Owen is tall as F. Owen is tall. There you go. But we got a lot to talk about today.
We do.
We got a lot to talk about. There was a press conference that was unusually early today.
It was so early.
Is that they knew you was on your way down the train?
It's like almost they planned just to try and, I was on my way. I'm thinking we got this timed out perfectly. Midday settings.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it.
That never happens.
Never.
I don't think it's happened once this season, does it? It goes back. It never usually comes forward, does it?
If I wasn't so arrogant, I think it's about myself.
100%. And Ralph was speaking for the first time about Erik Ten Hag. He spoke about Paul Pogba and the returns of Ronaldo, Varane and McTominay as well for tomorrow's game at Arsenal. Let's start with the Paul Pogba thing, because we've gone with that in the title.
Yes.
Has he played his last game for United? Ralph said that he's done for the season.
Yeah.
Simon Peach tried to get him to elaborate on that, basically asking, is that his last game for United? Is that last time we're seeing him now? He's done?
It felt like it, to be honest, it didn't really matter what Ralph Rangnick said, because it felt like it when he came off at Anfield, didn't it? I think Gary Neville said it on commentary at the time. I think a lot of people, just the way that it all happened as well, because it felt, I almost looked at it like I would have really wished in the press conference today if someone would have asked him, did he have an injury coming into the match? Because it was so, because it was
so sudden.
Yeah, because it was so quick. Because it literally was, what was it, 10 minutes in, and it was just turned to the bench. I think you saw Lingard getting warmed up. Everyone, what's going on?
It wasn't like they didn't show him like stretching or overcommitting for something or anything like that.
No, it was nothing like that. That's why it felt so odd that he literally just kind of turned around and he was coming off. So I was thinking, he must have come into the match with something, like his calf was a bit tight or something, right? And then he just came off. So at the time, and since then, now people are saying, wow, did he kind of just feign it in? Did he quit?
So
Marcel the other day, I was watching the other day.
He was clear.
How quick? Did he quit? You went, yeah.
Marcel's not Marcel would know. Come on, guys, it's a long way sometimes to go to Liverpool. On the coach as well.
Good impression.
Maybe couldn't have stretched his legs. You have to remember this, Flex. Yeah. It's a hamstring. It's an elastic muscle. You can overstretch.
It's an elastic muscle. Brilliant.
It is. Yeah. 'Cause it pings like an elastic band, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The elasticity in it.
Yeah. I'm not sure where the impression was going, but that's fine. Yeah, but so my point was that it did feel like it's his last game. And I think that given the reaction that he's been getting, right, whether it's against Norwich, whether it's against whoever, it's just best for all parties, I think, to go, isn't it? They're separate ways. And I almost question at this point as well, are we going to be any worse off for Paul Pogba leaving next season?
No, I feel like the stuff of saying like, somebody who can create hit balls from deep and open up defences and world class on his day and all that. Don't care anymore. Like, I'm not even being rude. Like, it's done. It's over.
Yeah.
Like, for one reason or another, we're talking about Paul Pogba now, but normally it's almost like the thing that's not even worth talking about anymore.
No.
You know what I mean? Only because it's come up today and he's out for the rest of the season, it's now the topic of today. But essentially, whether you've loved Paul Pogba's time here, whether you felt sorry for him, whether you thought he was a waste of money, whether you think it was the worst return ever, whatever your thoughts are, I just feel like it's just null and void now. There's no point. And that thing of like waiting for him to kind of, he's amazing. If he leaves, how are we going to replace that? He's been playing a lot.
That's a good point, actually. Maybe it's a good thing that it's happened the way that it's happened, because actually, you know what? Full stop. Yeah. It's done now.
Exactly.
It's not a thing that's going to continue to the end of the season. He's not going to play because he's injured, and he's not going to re-sign because he's out of contract. So that's almost like the Paul Pogba discussion. It's just like over.
Yeah. And out of the saga that has been a saga for ages, it's actually the most quietest, easiest way to just both part ways.
And it sums up our season.
100%.
Fizzled out.
Yeah.
Didn't end in a grand conclusion.
No.
Didn't go into anything. It literally just went,
will he sign? Will he? Won't he? It's not even got a load of people. When Aubameyang was going to sign this, they will sign the thing. Hurry! Oh, will he? Won't he? They've got the Mo Salah thing. Exactly. You got the Mo Salah thing. I get it. He's performed and delivered, and they're amazing. But it just doesn't have any of that. It's like, please, just let it all end. And he even looks like that.
Yeah.
He looks defeated. Just let me go. So the quicker it happens, the better. I wish him all the best. I hope he goes somewhere that is, he can win stuff. And I hope he shows up every week and puts in top performances, because he hasn't done that at Man United. If you look at his time here, it's been awful. Let's face it. What's it, 6 years? 5 years? 6 years? It's crap.
Do you think when it comes to him, though, I was having this discussion the other day, do you think it's almost like, do you think coming in we maybe overrated the effect he was going to have?
Of course we did.
Because I feel like, and I can understand it with the amount of money we paid, 100 million euros, whatever it was.
The reveal video,
and all Pogba back, all that kind of stuff, right? I think we thought that he was going to be one of those players, those players you can just drop into a side, improves it dramatically.
Yeah.
And he's just not that player. And maybe, not that I'm defending him, because I'm really not, but it's more of a case of, that's his legacy at United now at this point. Just like...
Went on a free.
Yeah.
Believed in himself when, he was seeing players like Phil Jones and I think Raphael that were playing centre mid ahead of him at the time. Believed in himself, went off to Juventus, won titles, won cups, played for his national team, come back home. Yeah. Big money. I'm here to, return us to greatness. I want to win big things. Didn't win anything big. Best thing he won was Europa League. Yeah. And an FA Cup. Was he? Wait, no, he wasn't here then.
It's League Cup, yeah. 2 trophies.
Oh my God.
That's it.
I've just remembered he wasn't even there under Van Gaal, was
2 trophies. It's the Mourinho season.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's the thing with him.
2 trophies, which is atrocious. Don't get me wrong, there has been times where he's been in decent form and still been over-scrutinised. I remember when they was giving him stick before, giving him stick at the end of that season where he was actually pretty good. He was our best player actually that season, in a crap season, but he was. It can never ever make anyone feel good. It just didn't adhere to him. It just didn't work, and you have to look back and say, and now he leaves for free again. So it's been horrendous. It's been awful.
It's just full circle.
It's been awful.
It's just completely
full circle. Plus all the stuff with the agent, all of this going on. It's just been too much. I've tried to defend him where I think it's right to defend him.
Yeah.
When the media are against him, it's just a witch hunt and the energy isn't consistent like other players, like how he's getting vilified, getting booed in person in his face.
Or some of the newspaper headlines, all that kind of stuff.
Newspaper
that's just
headlines.
unnecessary.
When I've done that video, I'm like, the media are just, he's talking about he's been depressed and that, and then the main thing they do is make up lies.
What's crazy with that is they don't need to do it. His performances have kind of spoken for themselves. That's kind of the strange aspect of Paul Pogba is his performances and, like you said, lack of success, if you will, has spoken for itself at Manchester United. So I think his legacy is a bit of a strange one at United now. But I don't think there's going to be... At points this season, it was kind of like, if we can convince Paul Pogba to stay, it won't be the worst thing in the world because you know what, he still does offer this, that and the other. And now it's just got to the point where I think most fans are just like, you know what, fine. He's part of the ones that you can just go.
Just Kick says, feeling the new set, loving the vibe and the positivity and laughter you guys bring when United put us into depressing mood, LOL, from Brooklyn, NYC. Big up to you. And Art19 says, love from Kenya, started following from 50k. Now we're shooting for 200k. Yes, we are shooting for 200k. Sufan B says, how many of our current players will leave with a trophy?
How many players have actually won a trophy in that squad?
Yeah, it's only Lingard, Rashford, De Gea, Shaw, Pogba, Bailly, Lindelof.
Yeah, basically, if you were around in that sort of first Jose season, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
that's it. All Louis van Gaal.
Mata. Yeah. Matic.
Yeah. But it doesn't. But they're trophies that don't. I don't want to diminish trophies like not meaning anything. But in the grand scheme of things, they haven't meant anything. Like those are trophies you win when you win a League Cup, when you win an FA Cup, when you win a Europa League. It's almost like a springboard trophy into bigger things.
That's what it should have been.
Or a Champions League, and it never was. That's almost like the peak. And again, that just goes to show the problem, I think. Yeah,
it does, exactly. So Ralph was talking about that. And let us know what you think about the Paul Pogba situation, actually. I mean, he's obviously going to go. Do you echo with what we've just been saying? Finally, our own bald bastard says, that's the name of the account.
That's a great name.
Yeah, Erik Ten Hag isn't on the thumb. On the display pic. All players at United have grossly underachieved post-Alex Ferguson. It's not just Pogba. No platform to truly succeed. Facts. Yeah, because they all haven't. The Flow Show says Joe Baldwin as well.
Yeah, I've heard Flow in.
Flow in show.
Flow in.
Yeah, there you go.
Although I feel that's unfair because that's pretty much my entire name in there and just 2 letters out yours.
It's all right.
In terms
I'm
of,
not egotistical. It doesn't have to be.
Wow, he's saying that on camera, but
Where's my name?
Yeah.
Ralph went on to speak about Erik Ten Hag. He was asked about Erik Ten Hag and what he thinks about him, and says, haven't had a chance to speak to him personally, but from my time of observing him.
I thought they were friends.
Exactly. I don't know. I mean, he said I haven't managed to speak to him in person. That's probably rang him, you know what I mean, or whatever. A couple voice notes.
Yeah, a few WhatsApp messages. Couple thumbs up emojis.
It says he was aware that Erik Ten Hag was one of the candidates, and he's looking forward to. He thinks that his style will suit here, etc., etc., etc. What do you make of that?
I think it was interesting when he was asked that question. I think the question was, how much involvement did you have in that process?
Yeah.
And I was very proud of him as someone that's dodged quite a few questions here on the channel several times. I thought he did a very good job. Because
you dodged so many questions.
Because he basically said, I knew they were talking to Ten Hag, and I was aware of the process. I think Ten Hag's a very good coach. And then you would go, okay, great. But you didn't answer that question there, did you?
Yeah.
Basically going, he wasn't involved in that process. But I suppose that if you're happy with the people they're talking to, you don't need to be involved, really, right? So the things he was saying about Erik Ten Hag, he's always going to say, he's never going to come out and say, I think he's terrible. I can't believe we signed him.
No. Well, if they would have listened to me, I was telling them to get posh.
Erik Ten Hag. I couldn't believe when the announcement came out yesterday. I thought it was all signed and done. No, but I hope, like we were talking about the other day, Ranić for me has to be around in some form more than 6 days a month for the success of Erik Ten Hag. I think that we know we've got a good coach. We know we've got a coach that's highly sought after, highly respected, all that kind of stuff. His success, I think, will be determined on the structure surrounding him. And I do think that, and these words will absolutely come back to bite me.
They won't.
No.
I believe in you.
Yeah, they will.
Okay.
There does feel like there is somewhat of a shift going
What
on
shift?
Going on at Manchester United in terms of the chief scout and the global head of scouting they've
They're
got.
making changes.
It does feel like there is at least an acknowledgement it ain't
Of failings.
It's not working.
Yeah.
So let's try and do something different. We're getting a new manager. We're getting a new scouting department. What that recruitment department consists of, we don't know ultimately, which is a bit of an issue when you're going not that far away from actually a transfer window. That's my only concern with that, by the way. Okay, it's great. Those scouts, their recruitment over the past decade been terrible. That's absolutely fair. But I want their replacements like now.
Yeah, we just go into the
because
season
the
without having
transfer
any scouts.
window's not that long away.
There's got to be. This is quite funny, interesting. Damian Brown says, are they making changes or is it just spin?
Well, I think they're making changes in terms of different people are coming
definitely
in.
changes.
Because they lost their job.
It's not spin would be like saying, "Oh, we're maybe thinking of making changes, or we're looking to further extend our scouting network."
Spin
They've just got rid of them.
Spin is that thing they did maybe when was it? Maybe a month ago, a few weeks ago, when they said Man United's scouting department is so extensive right now that they've got multiple opinions on all these players in all of these different countries and all this kind of stuff. And you go, okay, but there is no evidence that has been successful. That's the problem. That's like the Wan-Bissaka thing.
Yeah.
When it came to the 804-man shortlist. And they got Wan-Bissaka. And no disrespect to Wan-Bissaka, but you would love to know, what number was he?
Yeah.
You heard those stories about like Solskjaer going, third choice, I wanted Grealish and I got Van der Beek. Like I said when I was doing the show with KG, imagine they go, I'll tell you what, they only got my, 500th choice on that shortlist.
500th. It's something that you wouldn't put past us with the way we.
But you know what I mean. So there does feel like a shift. To go back to that point, there does feel like there's a shift because there is at least some acknowledgement it hasn't been working. Richard Arnold, I'm not going to be one of those people that's just like, oh yeah, he's not Ed Woodward, so he's great. He's worked with Ed Woodward for a long time, so we know that situation. But at least from him, there's an acknowledgement of, I don't know a lot about everything. So hopefully I'm going to have some people around me that do know some more. And there's a shift, but that's as far as I'm going.
Yeah.
That's all I'll commit to, Flex.
100%. I think that's fair. I do. Big up David Martin says, love the studio. Steffi Jenkins, always modding it out, says, just got in. It's my first time seeing Owen in the physical company of another human being. I think this feels strange.
It does feel very strange.
They think you're just like...
I think they thought that I was this sort of, I don't know, not very expensive hologram or something like that. But I'm real.
Yeah, you are.
I'm real. Real vibes.
Before we carry on with some more quotes and talking the fact that Ronaldo's back, Varane's back, and McTominay's back, on the point of when you're saying like there is some change and stuff, I just think it's important to be really cautious. It's important to be. Yeah, it's important to be.
That's why I said committing to a shift.
It's 100%. It's important to be really cautious, but also, though, which you do make a good point. I agree with you. It is important to look at it and say, and be open to saying, okay. That's one tick. You get a tick there.
Yes.
Because I see this as a big, like an auditor, just a big tick box exercise where I need to check things.
Yeah.
New manager, progressive, on the ascendancy. Everyone wants him. Seems like a sensible direction to go in. You're working on it. You got it done. All right. I'll leave all the other tick.
Yeah. Tick.
Scouting department. We've been recruiting absolutely poorly. As fans, yes, don't listen to us. That's fine.
Yeah.
Because we've all gone, Ronaldo, yes. Sancho, yes.
Yeah, we
Varane, yes. Even when we got Maguire. I remember in that summer, I will hold my hands up. In that summer, I was like, typical Man United, taking too long. Just pay the money. It's not our money. We got to get a centre-half. Just pay the 80 million. Loads of people said it.
Schweinsteiger, what a steal.
What a steal. Do you know what I mean? Lukaku, whatever, the list goes on. Dan James, well, it's only 15 million from Swansea. As long as he doesn't play that much, it's okay. And we've been there, we've done it. So you've changed the scouts because that's Dross. Tick.
Half a tick, because we don't know who's replacing them.
All right, so you've got the bit that goes down on the tick. You haven't got the extension bit yet. But I think it's important to kind of get a bit excited with Ten Hag. We can't, we've been such doom and gloom. I agree, we should have a little bit of optimism, but again, like I've said many times, for me, when some people have literally, they DM me and they ask me, you don't seem that like gas about Ten Hag. Is it because you want to put? It's not that. It isn't that. It's because I just know there's so much to do.
We're scarred. We've been hurt so many times. You know what I mean? That's when we beat Norwich a couple of weeks ago, and there was this discussion. We're only like 3 points off top 4. Let's go. Are we back in the race? And I was surprised that some people were saying yes. To be fair, but most United fans, I think, were like, no, because you can only be hurt so many times. You can only believe in things so many times before you realise, actually, you know what? We know, like you said, the group of players, we know this season, and if you ignore recent history, it's foolish to do so. So we're aware, and like you said, there is definitely scope for some cautious optimism, but I'll be damned if I'm going to be like, I tell you what, rebuild, absolutely, fully on, and it's going to be leading to great things. Yeah. Because we've been there.
100%. Nearly 800 people watching, which is wicked. Make sure you guys smash a like on the video and remember to subscribe to the channel. I'm setting you a little challenge as well, see if we can get to 1,000. Can you do that? Can you share the video? Can you let your friends know that you're watching? Let's see if we can get to 1,000 people watching live. Watching history, watching Owen in the flesh.
Yes.
Quote, Scott McTominay will be back and fit to play. He'll be available for the game tomorrow. The same with Rafael Varane, and Cristiano Ronaldo is available again. He's been training with us now. All the others are still injured, plus Paul Pogba. Yes. Those players being back, does that change? And you've seen what my feelings are on this game.
I have. Yeah, I have. I was surprised like last night when you were doing the thing with Robbie. Like, people were going, Flex has been quite negative. I know. Here. And I didn't think you were being
too negative.
No, I didn't think so. I think you were being quite realistic because, like Robbie was saying last night when you were going, look, top 4, it's not happening.
But he's still like, and he was like, you can turn up. It's not mathematically.
Like, no, like
they don't know the pain. They don't understand
and also as well, like this season, previously, 100%, I would have been with you of the whole. United on their day, they can just show up. They did it, under Ollie so many times. They just showed up some games, and you beat Man City away, or you do whatever. That hasn't happened this season. It's not going to happen this season. So we're not in that top 4 race. As far as the players being back, that are back tomorrow, people can say what they want about Scott McTominay. I'm more confident with him being in midfield against Arsenal. Like it's just
especially because Pogba's injured as well. We only got one centre mid.
Exactly, and we've seen the last couple of games where we haven't had. That's the crazy thing. Fred and Scott McTominay they're not even really defensive midfielders. No. Are ball winners, shall we say? Yeah. When we've not had them available, we've been objectively really poor in midfield. To the point Norwich literally played through our midfield like there was nobody there, and we had like almost 5 in midfield at one point, and they played through us like nobody was there. So. I'm happy that he's back. Of course, happy that Ronaldo's back because otherwise, who's going to score?
It gives a hope. It does definitely.
He beat Spurs basically by himself at Old Trafford. So
and Norwich.
So yeah, exactly. So you can't rule out that he could do that again at the Emirates. I mean, one of his more famous United goals is the free kick in the Champions League at the Emirates, right? When it was like 40 yards out. Yeah, so ridiculous. Should do way better. Should do way better. But nevertheless, him being back is a positive. Varane back is obviously a positive because he's a great defender. Whether or not he'll last that game.
Why would you say that about my guy? Just don't mention
because I've got eyes. Because I've seen it this year.
Just don't say it. Just don't. We all know that. Just don't say it.
Wow.
I'm being biased. I'm being biased.
We're putting out there that we're going to lose. So,
true. I'm letting you suck me in here. Exactly. Yeah, I already said it's going to be 2. Yeah, go on, Karen.
Yeah, Varane being back is obviously a good thing. I'll throw a question to you though.
Go on.
How many games are there left of the season? 6? 7?
4, isn't it? 5.
Is it less than that?
We've got Arsenal, Chelsea, Brentford, Palace, Brighton. 5.
5 games left.
Yeah.
Does Varane play every game?
4 after tomorrow. No. So where are we at? So we're on Saturday. We'll be at Saturday tomorrow, then Thursday. If Varane comes through this unscathed, I expect to see him playing against Chelsea.
We would just expect him to play every game, wouldn't you? Because
they're quite spaced out.
And he's a centre back.
There's he's a centre back, and there's a thing where we have no game for a big gap as well. I can't remember what it was.
My point is, can he stay fit to the end of the season?
2nd of May, 7th of May, between Brighton and Palace. There you go. Between the 7th and the 22nd. That's a long break. Varane will play every game.
It's very bold of you, that Flax.
Wait, hold on.
Very bold.
Oh, wait there. No, he's not. He won't. He might not play on Monday night, 2nd of May against Brentford, but he'll play against Brighton and Palace.
Interesting.
Because I think Ralph will just go.
I can see him maybe resting him for that game. My point was, do you think he gets injured between now and the end of the season?
No, I don't think he gets injured. Yeah. All right. All this is wood, so that's fine.
Because Ralph, I tell you what, and Gary Neville said the other day, and it's so true. The interviews you watch or the press conferences you watch with Ralph recently, you can tell his frustration is growing, and he is biting his tongue several times, and he's sort of talking in broad strokes as opposed to referencing individual players. But even when he's talking about injuries, and he said this several times, he's like, we play in one competition, we play one game a week. How can we have more injuries than everyone else?
Yeah, he poses them.
He goes to like Liverpool. They're going for the quadruple. They've already won one, but they're in still 3 competitions. They don't have as many injuries as us. What's going on? What's in that Manchester air? What's happening? What's going on around there? Is it the fitness department? Is it the players? Is it? I don't know. And I don't think he knows either. But I think he's pretty frustrated with all of that kind of stuff, right? So. Again, and I guess Varane kind of falls into that of just why are these people constantly injured? Well, what's going on there?
Varane, to be fair, he came with an injury record that's very iffy, innit?
Yes.
And really, he's just carried it on. I think when you get the best out of Varane is just in them periods where he has long-term availability, and then he really comes into his own. Which he would in the 10 years at Real Madrid, he would have had loads of periods.
Oh yeah, loads of times.
It's not every single week he's injured.
No,
it's just that he has had a couple of bad injuries, bad injuries at that time.
My question then, and this is going to be a challenging one.
Yes.
Knowing what you know now about his injury record, if you were in the position again to buy him for Manchester United, would you still do that deal?
Well, I'm an idiot because I knew it even then, but I just chose to. I just ignored it.
Right.
Because I just thought
he can change.
I still knew it'd be a risk because I was like, if we can keep him fit, he's Rolls Royce.
Yeah,
like he's wicked.
Big if.
Exactly, and that if is
and it's not even really an if.
It's yeah, and also we have seen this season that it's too many injuries. So yeah, I just prefer not to talk
and it's
about
fine.
It.
It's fine if you've got. Say you've got 2 other centre backs.
If you had an Erik who was using who wasn't a biscuit himself.
Yeah, if you've got 2 other world-class centre backs, not a problem.
Yeah.
He can come in for the big games, and those games when it really matters, Champions League games, not next season, but Champions League games or European games, you go, great, we bring him in, but we don't have that. And when we don't have him, we really, really miss him. And sometimes I can understand that, like the injury record maybe isn't necessarily his fault. Maybe he's just built that way, he picks up injuries, but when does it become a hindrance to the side? And how does that balance out the positive of when he does play, he's so great, but when he doesn't play, we're so bad? That has to balance out somehow.
There's got to be a medium in it, 100%. This Arsenal game, then.
Do we have to talk about it?
We do, because it's tomorrow. The press conference has happened a couple of hours ago. And it's important. We have to talk about it.
Okay.
I don't need to talk about it a lot. They've heard what I've had to say.
Yeah.
Having said all that, those players back you a little bit more confident and stuff. Can we win?
I think I'm more confident than you, because we spoke about this before we went live, and I do think that with Ronaldo, anything's possible. That's one. I will get to another one. I'm just trying to think of it now. No, and also because Arsenal are still Arsenal, right? They are still. And it would be slightly different if it was at Old Trafford, because away from home, you never know what you're going to get with Arsenal. At the Emirates, they are quite strong. I really, really worry about the atmosphere.
100%.
Because we did the full-time view after the Liverpool game, and we were obviously all very upset, not upset, just like, oh.
Knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And my point at the time was, are you surprised? Are you surprised we conceded in the first 5 minutes? And realistically, the answer was no. When it went in, everyone went, oh.
So the other question is, would you be surprised if that happened on tomorrow?
No. Like Marcel said he was on the full-time view, and I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. He went, I was just shocked and conceded after 5 minutes. I was like, mate, what have we been watching all season? So if the atmosphere's red hot, which it will be, right? It's a big game. Arsenal are on form. That result in the week has completely galvanised them, because their form prior to that was horrendous.
Yeah.
Was it like 4 losses in a row or something?
Yeah, 3 in a row.
And they'd nearly completely bottled top 4.
Yeah.
Now they're level on points with Spurs, so they've got something to fight for. Home crowd's up. I mean, it's what's weird as well is on paper, you do look at some of our players and be like,
if they can turn up.
We've still got some better players than them.
But it's because we know they're so far off showing it.
They're a better team, a way better team than us.
100%.
Way better team than us. And their young players really frighten me. Like, the thought of Saka going up.
Tell us. Curtains.
If he plays, I mean, who's to say that Ralph doesn't go with
Hello again.
Yeah.
Jesus, yeah.
That can happen. So, to answer your point, because I will answer it, I'm not confident.
There we got there then.
I'm not confident, and we don't do predictions here, so I won't say my prediction.
Do you want Antonio Rudiger, Man United?
I saw that. I feel like we talk about like PR, and we talk about...
We're getting used.
Yes.
What if his agent wants to help bring back the glory days?
Who does negotiations via IG stories, Flex?
2022, new age.
Come on.
Show your interest online.
Oh, yeah. Like the way I
Our
see
admin would be looking.
Yeah.
Scrolling through the United Instagram feed, they'll be looking.
Forward it.
Put a like.
Send it to Richard.
Yeah.
Have you seen this? Eyes emoji.
What is it? No nonsense then?
Yeah. Look, Rudiger, great defender. And he would be great at Manchester United. I have concerns about wages because he's a free transfer. I have concerns about his priorities if he came to Man United, to be honest.
Yeah, because they wouldn't be in the right place.
Because, he's won everything but the Premier League at Chelsea. He won the Champions League last season. You would assume if he wants to leave, it's because he wants to continue winning the Champions League, but he also wants to win league titles. So why is he coming to United? Like, why? Because we've openly acknowledged that that's like 3 or 4 years off, minimum. Right? We're not even in the Champions League next season.
No.
And we've spoken so much about recruitment. Got to get the recruitment right. Got to get the recruitment right. Make sure we don't do mistakes we've done in the past. And if the first person we sign is Rudiger for like 400k a week, then this new recruitment department, I'd ask around. I'd go, they didn't. That's when it's PR because I go, they didn't leave because they're signing the same people over again.
But he's free though.
Yeah, but that's the biggest like facade in football, isn't it? Free transfer doesn't cost anything.
Or 400k over 3 years. I don't know about
a lot. And it's not just the wages, like signing on fee. The fee you would pay off for a transfer, they'd be like, okay, so you're not going to pay Chelsea on the last year of his deal, 40 million, 30 million.
Yeah.
I'll have it then. I'll have 20. Signing on fee.
Yeah, 20 signing on fee.
Plus 400k
a week.
And again, priorities. So when I see that on social media, I look at it as, you never know who he's currently negotiating with. His agent might have been negotiating today with Real Madrid. He said, we want this amount. Real Madrid go, no way. And then he goes on the Instagram story. Wow, Man United. Man United, the biggest bargaining tool. How many times do we see that? How many times have we seen it for Bayern Munich players? They're thinking of going to United. Next thing you know, we've signed a new Bayern Munich contract.
What if Erik Ten Hag wants him? Would you get behind it? Because that's what the new manager wants. And we said we're all going to get behind the new manager.
Why are you talking like that?
I'm just asking. I was asking.
Look, I would question his priorities.
But what if? But
he is coming in. He is coming into like, how old is he now? 27, 28, around that. Yeah, that age, right?
Might be 29.
He's coming into that part of his career where it's his last big contract, and he's coming into the prime of his career, and he's coming into a side that's being rebuilt over 5 years that might not win anything for 5 years. He's basically saying, actually, you know what? For the rest of my career, whilst I'll be on a big contract, I'm happy to not win anything. I'd be worried.
No, I just want to help, like his agent said, bring the glory days back. Then
does he?
I could be part of something special.
Agents.
Challenge.
Agents, come on. Why do agents care about clubs?
Joe Baldwin said, I don't know if this is definitely the right math, so let's just say it is, just for argument's sake.
Yes.
60 million over 3 years in 60 million over 3 years in wages. So 60 million, is Rudiger worth 60 million? As I said,
plus sign-on fee.
Okay, so so 80 million. We've got a defender that's 80 million. Is Rudiger worth 80 million?
For a 29-year-old?
3 years, yeah. Is he an 80 million pound central defender?
I think we need to be looking at a younger profile of player that's on the ascendancy, like our coach. And I think we need to step back and step away from making the mistakes we've made before. Also, as well, we don't know what this budget is for the summer, right? We don't know how many numbers have been quoted. But who's to say if we didn't get Rudiger on a free transfer, that wouldn't take a massive dent out of that. We need way more than just a centre-back.
Okay. So you don't want Rudiger? I think it's clear. Yeah.
I'd take him. No.
Would he make us better?
Oh, yeah, because he's a good player, isn't he? And he's better than what we've got. And he stays fit as well, right?
Reliable, mate.
Very side-eye, that was.
He's reliable. Reliable.
But no, I just...
Okay,
it's
too much.
I would be... Well, what do you think?
I'll take him tomorrow.
Really? For that amount of money?
No. Not that amount of money. No. The thing is...
let's sign him for nothing then.
The thing is with Rudiger is... it's a bit of a topic now because the agent done that. We're being used. I do agree with you. But if you're asking about caliber of centre half of guaranteed, quality and availability, reliability, leader, proper centre half,
would you question his motives?
I would question his motives, yeah, because like you said, he's not gonna. He'd have to give a great first interview.
It'd have to be such a good interview.
Because, like you said, he'll have to literally say, it's not about winning the Premier League right now. I've seen, I supported Man United as a kid, and I want to help get back to the glory days. And we were like, bullshit. So I would question his motives. But in theory, though, not in theory, practically, if he walked into our team tomorrow and played alongside Varane, we'd be a better team.
Oh yeah,
Instantly.
We absolutely would be a better team.
Instantly.
I would also though say that both our centre backs would then be close to 30. If you're talking about building for the future,
yeah, we're not.
I think a big thing we need to do this summer as well with the signings that we have is we've got to significantly reduce the average age of the squad as well. There are still some young players in there, but rebuild isn't. When you're doing a rebuild, it's not signing players that are close to 30 or past 30, is it?
No.
You're signing players that are mid 20s to low 20s or even in their teens.
Yeah.
So, and I just don't think. Whilst I agree with you, we need personalities like him in the team.
100%.
Winners, and you see the way he acts on the pitch when they were playing Real Madrid. He was going crazy.
Because if you get too much kids, we'll tend to say, it's not enough experience.
Yeah, well, you never win anything with kids. Remember that.
There you go.
But, you saw him when he was on the pitch against Real Madrid, right? Where he was going crazy at Kante. I can't believe you lost the ball, that kind of stuff. We need that.
Yeah.
We absolutely need that. But I'm not sure we need him.
Okay. Just before we carry on, we're over 1,000 people watching live.
We did it.
Let's keep going. Can we hit 1,100? Can we hit 1,200? But in the true words of Josh, aka Mike Phelan, it's a disgrace right now.
I don't know what you're talking about because they're different people.
That's true. In words of Mike Phelan.
Yeah. And Josh, who's a different person.
And Josh, when he says it separately as Josh.
Yeah.
It's a disgrace right now because we only have 300. And before I've even said it, I'm seeing it start because they know what I'm going to say. We've only got about 300 odd likes, 320 odd likes, and there's over 1,000 of you watching. So can we please, Can we,
Tick. It's a tick box exercise.
100%. So let's do that. What do you think to this? Not Erik Ten Hag, that's the wrong one. Where was I? I was here. Man United and Ajax have reached a deal for Mitchell van der Gaag to become Erik Ten Hag's assistant at the club. However, he is yet to agree personal terms as he may decide to stay at Ajax and could be offered the chance to take over as manager, Sky reporting.
I was confused by this one when I saw it because...
Why was you confused?
It seems like two stories sort of pushed together, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I've agreed to become the Manchester United assistant manager, but I might also become the Ajax head coach.
So I'll let you know.
So yeah. But look, I mean... I wouldn't blame either side, to be fair. I can see both. I can see him going, I want to go with the guy that I've had so much success with at Ajax. I want to go with, and as United fans, you want to see, bring his backroom staff with him. We're not just buying Erik Ten Hag, you're buying, you're buying the coaching staff with it as well. So I want to see that. But from Ajax's perspective, what do they want? They want continuity. So if they want continuity, what they would want is at least someone from the previous regime to be there. And that would be him. So it's very difficult. And it depends what kind of personality he is as well, right? Some people like to be assistants. Some people have aspirations to be managers. So his aspiration might be to be a manager. Exactly.
This could be his big break.
Exactly. And
I know Erik, how you say it?
Erik Ten Hag.
Erik Ten Hag. We're doing all right there, actually. Imagine I'm Erik Ten Hag and you're Van der Gaag, and you say, flex, mate. Well, Erik. Yeah. Erik, mate. I know we've been boys. I'm by your side, but please, man, I've got a chance here. You go and live your dream. I can live mine. Yeah. I can't begrudge you that, can I?
Pep and Mikel Arteta. We're playing Arsenal tomorrow.
Exactly. Or do I go? But this is the chance for us. We're a team. We can go to Man United and do that whole thing.
Yeah. Or mate, it would. And I think the point that he would maybe make if he wanted to have the Ajax job would maybe be I don't know when this opportunity is going to come up again. Yeah. Who's to say that will come up again? Because who's to say that it's going to be a success at Manchester United, right? Yeah. He could go there. It could go terribly wrong.
Might get Ten Hag back as his assistant.
And then he might be actually you know what? Our reputation's got ruined. I'm not going to get the Ajax job now ever because my reputation's kind of changed. And maybe I've got to jump it.
It's a personal one, isn't it?
Yeah. From my perspective, of course, I would want Ten Hag and his assistants. I think if you look at, we just need total rebuild, and that encapsulates everything. It's management, coaching staff, directors, players. I mentioned it yesterday that if you think about it, when it comes to like Ten Hag, has a Man United manager, certainly post Sir Alex, ever come in with as much of a clean slate than Ten Hag has?
As in what? Not getting sacked at other places?
Well, no,
controversy, or you mean like it's a complete rebuild?
I mean, yeah, a clean slate. I mean, they come in and he just basically like.
Yeah, it's a good point. Like almost, and literally everyone has said straight away, whether it's ex-players and especially the fans, first year, just pretend we're not here.
Easy to say though.
100%.
Easy to say.
Because like I said, when it gets bad, that's what I was challenged. I said, look, I think we've said it on shows. When it starts getting shit, because it will.
Yeah.
It will.
We'll have games
because a lot of
season,
these players that we
4-0.
have decided that we don't like, you know, and want to move on, they're not all going to go in the summer. The obvious ones are going to go in the summer.
Yeah.
But, you know, people are still like, oh, I wouldn't keep playing Luke Shaw. I wouldn't play Dalot. I wouldn't play Telles. I wouldn't play Wan-Bissaka. I wouldn't play McTominay and Fred. I wouldn't play Rashford. I'd sell him.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have Martial. You know, I believe a lot of them are still going to be, almost all of them that I just mentioned are going to be there.
Yeah.
Maybe the only person out of that who probably won't be there is Martial.
Yeah, you might see one
exactly, out of that.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's only the obvious ones that are going.
Yeah.
Players that don't play and players who contracts up. Phil Jones, even though he's got a year. Erik Bailly, even though he just signed a new deal under Ollie last year. Remember when that happened? We were like, why?
Yeah.
He's just going to get lied to.
We did the show together at the time, and we
new
both,
contract Bailly. We were like, doesn't make sense.
We both went, what?
Having said that, though,
Do you see him on Instagram?
yeah, we'll talk about that in a sec. Having said that, at least we did do it, because now when we do sell him in the thing, he's not just got nothing.
Yeah.
Where we'd have lost him for free or
But
whatever.
at this point, I'm happy for players to leave on a free.
100%.
You can't sell players.
Just to get rid. But out of that, you know, Mata, another one. Matic, we already know. Cavani, we already know. Pogba, we already know. Lingard, we already know.
Do you think Matt's a done thing? Because he is almost a player. He is almost a player.
That's a big question.
That Erik Ten Hag might sort of like. How many technical players have we got? I'm not saying I would keep him.
But the other side of it, though, the physicality side of being high intent. But Mata is still a very, very good footballer. When he came on against Norwich, was it? Or was it the game before that?
A couple of times he's came on, and he's been our best player.
Just the way he keeps the ball, the way he keeps it moving. He come on against Everton, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we would.
Well, a couple of times he's come on, and then you go, this is 2022, and one match as a substitution to change the game.
But, yeah. It's again, no, and this is another thing about fans, and we're included in this as well. I'm not just talking about you guys trying to push it to you. I mean us as well.
Yeah.
If Erik Ten Hag, you know, in a press conference says, you know, hey Erik, what's the latest with one? You know, he was talking about, you know, not extending his contract. However, he's got a year left. He's a player I really like. He's a player who's fundamentally fantastic. He's exactly what I feel we need, and he's training really well.
Yeah, if he answered like that though, he's everything we need. Could you imagine?
Okay, all right, maybe not everything we need, but this is a new manager. If he did say that, how many of the fans are going to go, do you know what? It's the new manager.
No.
It's what he wants.
No, we were talking about it yesterday, me and James, like, the first press conference, he will get asked about Harry Maguire. 100%.
Yes.
He will get asked, is Harry Maguire your captain? And dependent on his answer, the fans will go either one way or the other.
I like him or I don't like him.
Yeah, and if he says, like, yeah, exactly, because if he says, we might go in a different direction, but I don't think he would say that.
No, I don't think he would. He said I haven't spoken to him. He will give the easy stay away from it.
Yeah, exactly.
Karen will be telling him,
exactly.
They're going to ask you about Harry, okay? Just say you haven't spoken to him or
discussions
whatever.
will be ongoing.
Exactly.
You know, those kind of decisions I haven't really, you know, thought too much about yet. If he comes out and says, look, I think Harry's, you know, he's my captain. He's going to be the captain for Manchester United. It's going to upset a lot of people. And that will, again, it's easy to say, well, whatever happens next season, it's part of the rebuild. That will change opinions.
I just think it's also easy to say as us as fans in one moment, and again, it includes us. We are all going to be patient.
Yeah.
I have no expectation next year. Right now, because right now we don't think in 6 months' time.
Yeah.
You know, but
a summer players in, you know, pre-season, you start seeing a few little systems and you get excited. But I still think it's I don't think we're naive enough to think, go back to, actually, we've had a decent summer. We still do need to say, okay, just get Europe or whatever. But Louis van Gaal's first season, I think, his pre-season, I think we won every game in pre-season.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
And we beat like Real Madrid and all that kind of stuff. And
Pirlo was scored up, Pirlo. And Pereira was balling out. But,
and everyone sort of went, here we go. And then the first game of the season we lost.
Yeah.
So my point being with that is that people might get carried away, and it's easy to say. Oh,
I just don't want us
season.
to this time. I really wish.
No.
I really hope that we can all stick to our words, because it's tough. And that's not saying, of course, in the moment that wasn't good enough. This play, of course, dissect things game by game. But I mean the overall picture. I really do hope that once we calm down after a bad loss or a bad performance, we go, but this is what it's going to be like this year. We all set, you know what I mean? Because if he does make this, because even like the Maguire thing, I do keep thinking about that, and it's like, yes, everyone's made their decision that they don't want him to be the captain anymore. I think we all agree on that, and a high percentage have gone further than that. Just get him out, just sell him, or hopefully the new manager just won't play him. We've all kind of decided that as a fan base, but if the new manager comes in and wants to have a look at everyone and give and his first team talk or team meeting is, listen, you guys have been trash. Let's just say he says it politely. I'm gonna it's a clean slate for everyone. There will be changes to how we want to play and some personnel. I'll be bringing in players, but I'm still want to be fair and have a look. And and say he says I was just going to keep him as the captain. Will us fans go, well, do you know what? Harry was right. That's a third manager who keeps picking him. So the problem's not him.
I think with that.
What was he thinking?
Mate, you know what it was? It was proper Curb Your Enthusiasm. He said it, and then you might as well have played the music, dun, 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 like that. That might as well have happened afterwards, because he was directly involved in 3 of the 4 goals that night. And then you go, well, they must be picking me for a reason. Yeah, but you haven't actually defined what reason.
We're picking you because you're the only one who always stays fit.
There are absolutely reasons that you've been picked, because you're the captain, and because, like I said, other centre-backs can't stay fit. We've got Varane, Bailly and Jones.
3 of the most injury-prone players in the whole league.
So, there are reasons why you're playing, but it's not because you've been playing well.
The thing that got me, he retweeted that compilation of him pinging balls around against Norwich. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see that.
I think it was his agency who made the compilation, or someone did anyway. And I see it, Harry Maguire retweeted, and it was him pinging some diags in that game against Norwich, which, he hit a couple of them with loads of space and time, which you expect against bottom of the league.
Compilations,
unbelievable.
You can pick out the best, but you're not going to highlight the worst as well.
Don't retweet them ones,
No, he didn't. Or they didn't do a compilation where against Everton, 5 minutes in, he went to pass it 5 yards sideways to Tellez, and it went up for a throw-in. Don't put that on a compilation. And then, look, no one's perfect. I understand that as well. But just, like you said, I just could not believe he answered it in that way. And it's like earlier on in the season when he said about the corner statistic before we scored from a corner. And he said, I don't look at statistics. I just look at the performances.
He does some odd things. He does. Get a couple of you guys' comments out. Cantona92, thanks for the super chat, says 21 is coming in 23. See you at the parade, boys. Hashtag feels different.
I wouldn't book your tickets now.
Matry says Martial would fit Ten Hag's system. Ironic if he leaves now. Is there a way back for Martial?
I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of people saying that kind of stuff, of like, well, Martial under Ten Hag, he could be something else, but a bit like with the Maguire situation, but under Ollie this season he didn't feature, under Ralph he didn't feature. What if he doesn't feature under Ten Hag? If it's 3 managers coming to the same conclusion.
He's not featuring at Seville, is he?
Yeah, he's not featuring really on Lopetegui, So I wonder what people have seen in sort of recent, like last 18 months to make them think that. Because also as well, he might have just made it, and I wouldn't necessarily blame him, he might have just made his mind up, you know what, I just don't want to go back to United actually. And maybe it didn't work out with me at Sevilla, but I just
don't want to go there.
The one thing I've realised during this experience is, I do need to leave.
Yeah.
That might be the case.
I agree. Stranger things have happened and we're open to it. You never know. A new manager comes in and sometimes you just think a player who was in the absolute footballing abyss just turns up and changes.
Yeah. And
we'll all be like, wow, where's this been? But I don't see it. And I think, it goes back to the refresh thing.
Yeah,
We've all
and you
seen
have to
it
be
as fans.
careful how much you want it, because you might see one performance from Martial and go, yes, that's yes. But then you can't ignore if for the next 2 or 3 games he plays badly.
Paul Lucas says, Anthony for Anthony trade makes sense. Does Martial want to go to Ajax?
Do you think they could afford him? He's on big wages.
True. It's not really an
Even
Ajax
Sevilla. Sevilla couldn't necessarily afford all of his wages.
No,
They were still paying.
It took ages for us to sort that loan out. Yeah, there was loads of back and forth to even make that happen. Well, there you go. Actually, the last thing I was want to talk about, just very, very quickly before we wrap up, is how important is it for Ten Hag to have someone like a Mullenstein or Steve McLaren, or maybe somebody, not necessarily as his assistant manager, but in his coaching setup that knows the league. Does that matter, or is it like, no, just jump in? Klopp didn't know when he came in. You just got to go with it.
I was asked this yesterday, and I think that it depends. What does Erik Ten Hag wants? If he wants it, and he goes, you know what, I would prefer
then just give him it.
Steve McLaren was around. I would prefer if Varane McTominay was around because he's got experience of the club, experience of the Premier League. Then absolutely give it to him. If it's a club mandate, then I'm less comfortable with that because I think we just got to get to the point of whatever he wants, just give it to him. And the idea of Premier League experience to me is a bit of a strange concept because, granted, there have been managers that have been successful elsewhere and come to the Premier League and it's not worked out. But you've also had people that had no English football experience or Premier League experience and come to the Premier League and win it almost immediately. Arsene Wenger, Conte, Ancelotti, the list goes on and on. Jose, and I know they've won things prior and maybe they're different kind of examples, but I think it's dependent on what Ten Hag wants. If Ten Hag says, I would be more comfortable having a Steve
then make the man
McLaren
more comfortable.
Absolutely. Yeah. Try and give him the best possible circumstances for success. If it's a club thing, then maybe you might actually be hindering that success. So whatever he wants.
Generalist says Owen looks more handsome in real life than in the green screen. Just thought I'd let you know. It's a nice compliment.
Yeah. Wow.
Someone also said earlier on, which I forgot to read out, what's your skincare routine? Because I look it back on the stream, it look really smooth.
I don't have one. Oh. But I did used to work for a skincare company.
Did you?
Yeah.
Doing what?
Marketing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Don't use any of the products.
I was going to say,
and
you must have used
had to go on like a course to get familiar with the products. And they asked me that question, what's your skincare routine? I said, I don't have one. They were horrified.
Yeah, they're going to have to change that.
And a room of people that were training to become these sort of skincare specialists sort of turned at me and were like, and then they started like in front of everyone, started like pinpointing all the flaws in my. They went, well, your T-zone is quite oily actually, and you've got quite dry.
T-zone. T-zone.
I know the lingo.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. They
What's the T-zone then?
There.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some people's, I don't know.
I have mixed. I have quite, a bit oily but quite dry there.
Some could be like umbrella zone.
It's more of a you're just getting the lingo wrong, Flex.
No, but I'm saying because it's got the part and then because you've got a frown or your wrinkles, it goes down. Yeah. It's like an umbrella.
But it's not called that. It's called a T-zone.
You've got a good T-zone or a bad T-zone.
Well, no, you can, it depends what kind of product you need,
Kristen says,
skin.
I use T-cut. Skincare View, says Santiago Barretas. Yeah, exactly.
I don't have one.
Yeah,
to answer that question.
There you go. We did get to 1,100 watching, so smash a like on the video if you didn't do that. And subscribe if you are new to the channel. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. As you can see, Owen is here at United View HQ. So that means only one thing, that there's more content to come. You'll have to see what that is, but we're looking forward to showing you. And we go into tomorrow's game very nervy, very apprehensive, very underwhelmed, and hoping that the team can do something, but not much hope.
We'll have fun.
Yeah. Exactly. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Smash a like on the video as well. We are out of here. Peace.